Yeah.
um, but yeah, well, I'm sure we'll get into that along the way. Yeah, standard whenever you're ready.
All right.
Unless,
Yeah. So on the just got to get into Chinese stocks this week, and I know that you sort of look at they have a couple of good days in a row, and you get this feeling that oh, I missed the move here, or whatever. But I don't really see that in the flow. I think these have a long ways to go. I'm gonna go with Baba first. Just there's so much familiarity there for me, and it's back in a range where I can trade it. The options move really well. It's at 90 now. I kind of would like to see it check back to like 87, 88 before entering, but this can go to about 106 in the flow with expirations at 12/16, 12/23. So that 100 test is very likely soon.
what was your strike? 100?
12, 12,
No,
16, 100.
that's your
And
expiration. That's your expiration. Oh, 100. There it is. That's your strike.
yeah.
I got that right. Am I right on that? Your strike
Yep,
is
12,
the
16, 100C.
the
Yep,
strike. The strike is the number, and the expiration is the date. Correct.
correct. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You didn't watch the goddamn video. Um, 87.63. It's on my list as well. It's my number one Chinese play. Just reclaiming this channel to 101.18 lines up perfectly with what you have. 87.63 on the bottom, P.
Yeah, and
Hit it the last
this
3 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday it went through. Friday it kind of bounced off of it. Or Thursday it bounced off of it. Friday we went back through the level. Um, might not check below 90. We might not check back.
especially the way that this moves pre-market, if the Chinese market is favorable to open, yeah, it won't check below 90. It's going to depend on that though.
Do you have long term leaps on this thing? Or, I mean, are they looking at long term leaps yet? Like, I guess it would be this 150 shelf where your 200 EMA is on the weekly, 164, but
So it's January 2024
okay,
200
okay,
C.
yes. Whoa, okay, so that's
So
above that even.
yeah, they're thinking that it's going to recover somewhere around there. But since it's a year from now, any move to 150 to 175 early in 2023, and those leaps will be doing very well. So they might not even stick in those. They'll just cash them out.
Like this, I'm also going to put a note on this for the hot stove candidate, just so we have a couple to choose from.
Yeah, like to me, under just normal market conditions, Baba like 140 to 180 is sort of where I see it. Could break above that. Don't think it's going to go above 300 anytime soon,
I think we're
but yeah,
a little risky under 100, but when you get on that other side, it's somewhere between 1 or 200. 140 is a great spot, but you're still that's 40-50% if you get in from down here. Um,
yeah, absolutely. And the risk of it is that there are scenarios where Baba could be 50, $60 and stay there for a while. It could happen, but it would take something significant, war with Taiwan or something. I don't know,
I
but
mean, it happened in
yeah,
October. I mean, it was down there most of October, or
yeah,
two
exactly.
weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you just got to define your risk for sure.
but again, there's this group of traders on Twitter, the contrarian rebel perma bear type people who are all like China's all going to zero. And as trendy as that is to say, and it as true as it be eventually for some stocks, that's not a trading plan on these.
No,
You'll just get
no,
destroyed if you try to do
yeah,
that.
yeah, it's stupid. You better pick the right one.
Yeah,
You need to
exactly.
do some research on the company if you're going to short that way.
Yep. Yeah, and Baba's not it for that. All right, so next up for me is Can,
Really?
and
That's a Bitcoiner.
yep, It is they're a Bitcoiner that's involved in a lot of AI algorithm and chip integration and stuff like that. So they're not a pure miner, but they're like sort of like rig is to oil. They're involved in crypto, making chips and software and stuff. But anyway, I like the flow on this in January to $3, and this stock can move pretty quickly. And my whole setup, I would add down to about 240 or so. Below that, I would probably bail out on this, but I just like the risk reward of that move to 3.
Yeah, the trend is there recently off of 240, so I see what you're talking about. It's gonna be. It feels like it's gonna be a 1 day mover, like from here to 3.
Yeah.
I got 322 as the level it needs to confirm. It's thick. It's thick there till like 378. That's probably the price it's going to settle at. So I wouldn't get your hopes up past that. Yeah, I can see that play back to the channel though for sure.
So here's the strategy. It's you get the January options, couple just nothing huge, and then you sell into that 1 day move that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That'll be like but you'll make like 50-60% on that trade on that day. So
yeah, that's what I mean. Options, you're good on that. You could see the move the last 2 times it happened on the day chart. It was these 3 days are when it went up, and then these 2 days are when it went up.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's pretty choppy between. But that's kind of. I'm just saying that's what you're looking for in the play is for that move to happen, and then you get out of the trade and let it. Yeah, I like it.
Next up, one more Chinese play, and there are some other Chinese stocks I like. I'm actually probably going to have a whole little note segment on China, but actually, I'm sorry, I got two more. So this one really stood out. Douyu, Doyu, which is I guess a Chinese app company. So they're probably spying on you if you download their stuff. But like the stock, sound like Kramer there. But the move to 2C, 2C in January is what I'm after, and really nothing. No pressure and options to short this right now, so I think it has some momentum.
So you got a banging shelf at like 220, 230. But what I really like about this chart is 125 and 127 are your volume profiles on the 1 and the 3 year. I have a note this week that says when your volume profiles line up on the larger time frames, just follow the flow.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter where they are. So if I get the same number, this is the shitty one. There's a better example we're going to have somewhere here. Because I looked at it in Colab. It's one of your Colab drops. So I assume it's going to be in here. But when the volume profiles line up for me, I just got to follow your strikes. Because it's been too consistent. It's what I'm seeing. What that means is like it's overwhelming accumulation. The 1 year has been so much accumulation at this level that it also dictates the price on the 3 year.
Yeah.
And then I'll just go to the next volume shelf. It's like 230, maybe 216. So never heard of the stock. I like the setup. Weekly looks pretty decent. Volume profile's perfect.
All right, very good. Next one, this might be the one you were talking about, RLX.
Let's see. RLX. Did you put it in Colabs and I didn't respond to it?
I did, yeah.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, 195, 206. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. I love this. Let me check.
So RLX, like you look at it and it's like, oh, I missed it, whatever. But the flow on this March 4C is just a little, it's too good to ignore to me, and I think that this one is likely to keep going. The So I've got 123 3.5C, and then actually it's sorry, I misspoke there. It's 5C for March and April, with big spike in volume exceeding open interest. The put to call ratio on it is 0.007. So there's just no puts on this. Basically, it's all calls. So just a huge momentum there. And in terms of the pricing on some of these, you can get that April 5C for $20, and 3.5C for 40 for January. So yeah, these will move nicely if this continues.
It's a good example where you basically have to play the daily low or the pre-market low. That's going to probably be your best entry because it's in a continuous uptrend. 360s on the 1 year kind of stands out, and then 480 on the 3 year stands out. So getting from here to 3 would be my first idea of a trade, trying to get 250s to 3. If we got strength through the 360 or to the 360, definitely hang out. If not, that's where I would take my profits at. I like the. We were on this before, but
yeah,
I like it, especially kind of goes to the what do I always say? Trade stocks in an uptrend. You gotta learn to trade stocks in an uptrend.
yeah. I mean, I had let this go when it lost 2 previously, and just caught my attention again. All right. So next up for me, they have earnings this week. MDB. So MDB is a perfect example of a stock that just kind of had its reckoning with market conditions. Everything I talked about with the software as a service, the SaaS stocks, just really got absolutely destroyed on that back in September, and previous to that too. Did benefit a little from that summer rally, but just got absolutely pummeled down here. I see this as that 180 to 200 level. The strikes there do stand out for me. When you have a stock that is coming up on earnings, you have to kind of account for that. So there's going to be some just outlandish strikes that pop up here and there, but really that 180 level and the 200 level stand out as plausible to me. And I'm not seeing a lot of put attempts to get this anywhere under 145 is probably about it for on the downside. So I don't see a big collapse happening with these earnings.
3 year volume profile is 152. You're kind of revolving around that right now. 146 on the 10 year. There's your put floor.
Yep.
It's pretty clean above that P. Nothing really stands out. Maybe a little hiccup here at 209, 210. But that's about it on the upside. Probably a better play above 200, but that's definitely tradable up to then off of those 2 levels right there. So that's my ad zone, 152 to 146 share side, if you're going to play it that way.
And they are a stock that actually traditionally beats earnings and does very well. And it might not be the best environment for that, but what you saw with Snow, I don't know who followed that, but Snow had this huge drop, and then their guidance came out, and their guidance hinted that basically next quarter is going to be better. They altered their guidance a bit in the middle of the call, which was a little bit shady, but you saw that went from down 13% to up 5%. So there is, down here, those moves up can be very smooth. and the buying could just kind of get in a frenzy to sort of take us back to not even anything like a recent high, but here, like to me, that that last earnings drop level, like once it if it can claim 200, it's probably going to like 240 or so. So this is why I like it. I like the upside on it. Could drop on earnings. If it does drop on earnings, there's an opportunity there, even if it's just to buy a couple shares. I just don't. I don't see a full collapse, and that put floor that we talked about is pretty strong.
Definitely, definitely.
All right, so next up for me is Beyond Meat, BYND.
Yeah.
Really, I had been looking for this to
This guy.
finally lose 12, and I thought if it lost 12, it was going to end up at like $7 or $8 or something like that. But it's just been really, really resilient around here, and not really looking for any kind of mega short squeeze or anything. But I think this is going to move to 17 or 18 from here. 12.9, 16.17C, 12.23. 18C stands out, and yeah, so that's where I am on it.
Yeah, it needs to get there just to make a higher high, which it hasn't done in a while. My thesis is not going to change. I'll buy the stock when I can buy a share for the same price I can buy sausages for, and that's about $7. So until
Yep.
you get there, yeah, you need to be honest, you need to get back to 20 here real quick, P, on the TA side, or it's a matter of time. Especially with some weird news, right? Kid chokes on sausage, something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But now, so here's where options are different. The options, the Greeks are really in your favor on the call side right now,
Okay.
because the IV on these have calmed down below where they usually are. But when this has a good day, if you're already in it and it starts to have some momentum, the IV pumps like crazy, and the move in the premium compared to what the stock is doing is like oversized. So 14 to $17 or 14 to $16 is a decent move percentage wise, but the options will go like 200%.
Yeah.
Just based on that, and all the FOMO people who try to pile in. So yeah, I'm with you. I think this is kind of out of gas as far as like Long John Silver's getting veggie fish stick or something isn't going to move it
Sure.
like it used to.
Sure.
But yeah, I think a little bit like Carvana, I think you could get a little bit of a squeeze on this, and then down to new lows is sort of what I'm looking at.
Well, this has the if I'm gonna say one good thing about this has the Chipotle setup. It really does. It's a big name. Like, people know the name, and they don't have the
Yeah.
biggest float. The float's so goddamn small. Like, if these guys were decent, it would be $300-400. Just because there's not a lot of shares. There's only like 65 million shares total. That's without even looking at insider ownership, right? Like,
Yeah.
they could own half that float, which makes sense why your options move so much, because that's how they'd rather control the shares, correct? Like, that's a thing. You'd rather
Exactly.
control the shares through the options than actually hold them, especially in a downtrend. So no, I think it can move. I just think we're gonna get down and at least flirt with the 10. I got to see what it does at 10. 12 wasn't it for me. But from 12, if it was moving 12 to, let's say, 17, that'd be playable share side. That range is just too tight right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, it at 12, it tried 3 times to break below that.
Yes.
And just would not do it. So
I'm watching it.
Yeah.
It's on the grill. I ain't eating it yet, but it's on the grill.
Yeah, well, if you have it on the grill, just keep it away from the real food.
Hey, my temperature chart doesn't have fake meat on it. I don't know what to cook this shit to. Uh,
All right, so gonna move into some precious metals. I have a couple of those. First one I like is sand.
it's already on the hot list.
Oh,
Go for it though.
okay.
Go for it though, because
Um,
I love it.
so yeah, so sand for me, just seeing a lot of activity up at the $6 level, and just overall, I like the uptrend on gold, and I'm kind of looking for the ones that have kind of the most percentage for us there.
Hmm.
So 6C 1216. I've got leaps to 10. I've got March 7C, and any puts sold puts at 6. So it's actually sold puts above where we are, and just no real attempts to short this right now. Put to call ratio 0.1. Extremely bullish, especially for gold. So I think they're gonna let these breathe a bit and go up. Move to 650, very likely.
So if you check this out here, I got it on screen, even not for you, but for the video.
Yep.
Sand in Unk Notes last week, 335, 624. Gold play lagging a bit here. On our level, $5 holding well if you're looking for pullback. If you look at the chart last week, what is it, 508 down here, Monday. We're up here at the 535 level, so I'm still comfortable with this level, especially since it's confirming Thursday, Friday. It's probably the best you're going to get, maybe 529 at this point in time. Our targets are real close on the top, so
Nice.
bam, good stuff, P.
My other gold play is in a completely different spot on the chart, but just has its previous winner with a lot of momentum. Ego. Ego's Eldorado Gold Company,
Eldorado.
uh, and it's just
Ooh,
it's screaming $10. So
930.
uh, I think we're gonna break through that. If we could check back down to 8, that'd be nice. Not sure we're going to, but on those 10s, I've got I've got January 10C, March 10C, April 11C. Put to call ratio is 0.4, so there are a few more shorts in here, but I don't think that they have enough to really push it down. And there's no bearish calls to speak of either, so that's always something I look at.
780 might be the best you're gonna get on that side. 750 is absolute bottom. I don't think we see below that ever before we get that test of 930. 930
Nice.
is my 930 is my number. We've had it before it broke down below 930. So yeah.
Excellent.
You want to note on that, P, if 11s or 12 comes in strong, that's volume profile on the 3-year.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll be looking at that. There are some, not a lot, but April 11C. So if it gets above 9, I would expect those to start.
It'd just be interesting if that's the top or if 14 or 15 is going to be the top.
Yeah.
I don't know the stock that well, how much range it actually has. But man, the thing you were on it last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I
2
was.
weeks ago.
And I think when I searched the group, you had a comment on that, like the first time I said it, you were like, when Professor brings up some random gold ticker, like
just buy
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's no different than AUY.
Yeah.
That chart's in the same spot right now. It's just gone.
Yep. And then silver play is PAS, PAAS.
Yeah, you've been here before.
Pan American Silver. And so what really stands out here is 18C. Even though 18C isn't some dramatic move, it's the whales that are buying 18C and 22C at the same time for January and March, and so that to me, especially because they'll buy more of the 18, and then they'll buy the 22 in their shopping cart at the same time, they're walking it up. And that's what I see happening in silver over the next couple months. And you just look at how beaten down silver was. There's just so much potential here, and it's relatively safe as well, as long as you're not trying to trade weeklies on it.
Yeah, I got 1586 on the 1 year, sorry, and 2258 on the 3 year. So that 22 is your target. We're going there, or that's where they want to go, obviously.
Very good.
That's a good play. This is a good one, P.
Yeah, it popped into the flow similar to what it did the last time I saw it. So that's what I really love about precious metals is, I mean, you're always going to have gold and AG are going to have buyers, but it's when the whales start to branch out and grab some of these other names that's when the whole sector starts to really move. So yeah, just loving those this week. Really good to trade if you know, your day job doesn't let you sit and watch a chart all day. I think you know, you can get a good position in these and scale it out. All right, so then I'm going to get into oil.
Huge range. Sorry.
First one for me is MRO. All right, so MRO was actually looking for this to check down to about 28, but I don't really think we're going to get that given what I'm seeing in the flow. Really wants to stay around 30 bucks. Sold puts at 30 are good. Sold puts at 29 are good. So basically add in between those two numbers is sort of what I look to do. And 32 to 34. Those are late December contracts, and can just kind of see the setup plain as day. If oil is going to move up, that's where the stock's going to go, at least to 32, and then could definitely break out at that 33 level.
Yeah, you got a 33 double top on the weekly, and a nice higher low if you're going to break that here for me. Yeah, it's probably better from the option side.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
I mean,
Options mid cap.
Unless you get like 28s, 27s, then I could see the share play. But
so they're on the whole, their options are about half the price of Oxy for a similar kind of move. So that's why it's kind of my mid cap play. Oxy used to be my mid cap play, and Oxy's a mega cap now. So
yeah.
Just you know, looking for stuff in this range. These are playable. The bid ask spread is really tight on them. The next two are
all my oil charts are the same. They got this low line. I had 2161 on this from when you first called it. So all my oil charts are like the Oxy's like 56, I think. DVN's way down there too. Dino's way down there. Dino's one I hope you have on your list this week. But all my oil charts are like that. You flipping nailed them a long time ago, and we're breaking all-time highs now.
Yeah, Dino it's actually the next one I have up because that daily candle is a big anomaly, and I think that it's one of those. Devin did this a couple months ago, where we're going to be back in the middle of that candle like it's nothing. This is just a great spot for it. All right, let me give you some strikes on
my first line on Dino was 41.96. My second line on Dino was 53.
Yeah. So this Dino has monthly options, which means that it's going to be either 12/16 or 1/20, and on both of those dates, you've got 60, 65, 70 All of those have buyers, and the whales again they buy them all at once. The closest one to the money is going to have the biggest buys, and then they keep some of those other ones, and if it starts to move, they'll roll the 60 into 65, and so on. So
What's
yeah. So
what was the candle for? Do you know? I couldn't find anything.
no, I don't. Uh, their
I didn't.
spending expectations are higher than expected, according to Goldman Sachs. So
That's
Goldman Sachs released a report on that. I'll put it in the news section.
That's not enough for this nonsense.
No, it's not. It's relatively minor news, and expect cash spending between 940 and 1.15 billion, which is above expectations. So
meh. 5306. That's what we got, or 5304. Sorry, 53. That's it. If it goes there, eat it up. I mean, it's good. It's good here. It's good here, but I think that if you're going to continue this trend we're on, that's the spot where it's going to bounce.
Like it. All right. So then, next up for me. So this is another one: learning to trade an uptrend. If felt like you just
2023
move on it,
trade uptrends.
$20 ago. Yeah. So I got STNG.
Yo, good call. No, I like it. Don't Google
and
shippers.
Just yeah. So STNG 55C stands out. You've got some 60C into March. Just buy the dips, uptrend intact. I'm not like, from a TA perspective, I don't know what would be a number that would break the trend at this point.
What, to the north?
No, to the south. Like if it, like, the setup's gone.
Yeah,
like if it were to drop below,
break this trend to the north
or something.
You want to know what level to
break
the current trend to the north.
Yeah.
You'd have to make the EMA right here, which is like 45.
Yeah, exactly.
I think 50 is like the best you're going to get right now. That would be sideways, right? 50 would be sideways, 50 would be trend break.
And 50 is the put floor. So there just isn't an attempt to break it down further than that. It would take some news, and they're just really strong.
You want to know what my professor line is on this chart? If you're
what's that?
35.40.
Yeah.
I put shippers up like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, they were all moving, all of them. Even old CTRM. I thought it was funny because we had just talked about that guy, and they were all going. But they're all time highs. Like, most of them are like this. The ones we follow, of course.
Right.
You and your stocks that go up.
My next one is Fro.
Yeah, another one isn't there shipper too.
I didn't that recent dip didn't hit my radar at all, but the momentum up from that has. So really see this getting into that $15 to $17 range over the next month or so. So January 15C, January 17C, those stand out at the moment.
Yeah, you're in all-time highs again on that. That 13 caught my attention. It didn't last though, and we didn't even really get into the EMA, so it's holding trend still.
Yeah, just a lot of strength here in the flow on those.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, you pick up pullbacks, get your sizing right. Let the flow take you to a target. If he says 17, I like 13 to 17. That's decent. 13, 15, 17. That works for me.
All right, next one. Changing gears here. Really curious what you have on this one. LPRO.
What was there this morning? I did look at this chart. Oh, no, no. Okay, so no, I lied. I thought it was gonna be one of them. You're a new stock here, but 1050 on the 3 year, and then 7 on the 1 year. So 7's building support, 10's overall support. Definitely a bigger shelf at 1050.
Yeah, so it's sold puts at 750, calls at 7.5, and then the strikes jumped to 10. So I got some February 10C there as well.
Yeah.
There isn't quite urgency in the flow here, so I'm not in a huge hurry on this, and I think it could definitely check down below 7, but I'm pretty confident that this is going to go, and could happen in the next month or so, and you could just get 2, 3, 4 days that take it to that $10. So that's kind of what I'm looking for there.
So when it gets down into these 6s, the volume's just not really there. So it comes back to the 7s quickly. You're gonna have a hard time getting. What I mean by that is you're gonna have a hard time getting filled at 612, 611. Maybe 650 though is probably the bottom of the fill end. If it does knife though, you'll know it's gonna be a big one.
Yeah.
Good buying last week though. There's plenty of buying last week on this. Really nice candle.
Yeah, and the I would say on the option side, put in an order around the mid price, and don't be impatient, because the spread is a little bit wide there, and but that'll tighten up if this starts to move. So if you got like a bid ask spread of 5 to 20 or something, put in your order at 10 and wait, rather than feeling like I need to get this filled right now and trying for 15, or definitely don't buy the ask on it. But yeah, some patience there, but I think this will go. All right.
Does a stock that doesn't have pre-market action help does it help the option side, because you kind of know what price it's going to open and close at most times, or does that like randomness not really help you?
No, yeah, it definitely it helps on like a somewhat. I'd say, yeah, it helps somewhat.
All right, this is a weird question, sir.
Yeah,
I hate.
You're less likely to get shaken out of it, I guess.
Yeah, I hate when they don't have pre-market. I hate it because you can't.
Yeah, they and like in trading view, the way they do it, it just it's kind of ugly when it doesn't have
pre-market.
Pre-market. It's just get these thin little bars and just funky looking candles.
It looks like BP.
It's not quite as bad as barcoding. Yeah. BP.
BP's like 37 right now, I think.
All right, so next up for me, yep, CS.
Ooh, going out there, are we?
Yeah, I was in and out pretty quickly on this, but I just this still has a lot of eyes on it, so I'm interested in leaps to 5, leaps to 8. On the put side, the put to call ratio is still technically bearish at 0.88, but that was 2 last Monday. So it's way down compared to what it was. So their shorts are kind of backing out on this one, and could see it moving. Sold puts at 3. There's a big wall there, so any attempt to short it below that's going to have some trouble.
Yeah, I figured we get back in this range, 382 to 429, basically revolving around 4 at some point in time. Breaking out above that with news back to the 5 or 6, that's kind of a long-term thesis. Chart has a lot more than that, like a ton more than that. This is almost like it's not like it. I guess you said it. If they're not going out of business, and if you don't think they're going to go out of business, what are you even doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm pounding the table. That's all we can do. Um, it's tradable from every side at this point. Day trade, swing trade, whatever you want.
Yep. All right, next up for me is SoFi.
Ooh.
So I haven't really been into this one since it lost five. That was kind of a bad sign for me, but the flow is just really picking up and just hard to ignore at this point. So that I don't have a ton of confidence that it's going to break through five with any kind of authority, but I do see this moving back to 550 from here relatively soon. So that in and of itself is a pretty decent trade.
Yeah, I got 528 needs to come back. Don't I mean once it broke five though, I don't really have a lot of interest down here until we get back above that level. Um, just be careful.
Yeah, and well, and on the just to give you kind of a sense of this. So if you were to go into, oh, let's see, like 12, 16, 5C is $11. So you buy
Good lotto.
five of those,
Yeah, good lotto.
and you could get those to $20 if it makes any kind of decent upside move, or you could say like I'm going to put my stop at 30% or 50% or whatever. So it's a calculated lotto is how I would characterize this. If you want something more closer, like in the money calls, 12, 16, 4.5C is $34. If the price stagnates or drops, the value of those contracts isn't going to drop as fast. So that might be more your speed. But yeah, it's a relatively cheap trade you can try out.
I like it. So far, to me, the best analogy I got for it, it's a guy that can't swim in the ocean right now. It's just going with the way the waves push it. Until it can swim again, it's not really trustable in anything besides a day or swing trade, or day and not
Yeah.
swing trade. Like um, even right now, the PTs are six, um, and it just doesn't want to do it. Just doesn't really want to do
Yeah,
it.
my original lines on this I used to trade were it was like 1350
13, yeah,
for
13.
like 25 or 24 or something like
Yep,
that. So
yep,
yeah.
yeah. I have a note. It's like from August. Like if this breaks five, just wait for the uptrend. My line's 528, and I'm kind of sticking with that. So again, for me personally, um, just waiting for a catalyst or the trend to change.
Yeah. All right. So next up for me, gotta go back on coin, and I'll explain why. So my lowest line I had on coin was 47.40. So when it went under that and failed to reclaim it quickly, I went pretty bearish on coin and caught a move from 47 all the way to 41, and then like 45 to 42, and then I backed out of shorting it and missed this move up. But what I was waiting for was what we have now, which is for it to get above 47.40 and kind of hang out there. 48 is a big key level in options on it. And there are now calls at 50 and 55C for the next 2 weeks. So definitely plausible that it gets back up there.
We're living in the 53 to 76 channel pretty much for what, the year since
Yep.
the drop. Um, that 53 failed. That's kind of the level I'm looking for, 50 or 53 to confirm. If not, I think there's more downside to the chart.
Yeah, for sure. And again, I do I kind of play this both directions. I just have a if this line at 47.40, if it breaks down, retest, fails, I'm like, okay, puts on it. Going into it, I'm bullish on a test of some of these contracts the whales bought, and then yeah, well could very well could fail. And again, you have the whole crypto industry as kind of your barometer on
Sure.
it as well.
Sure.
And then next up, this one is just been incredibly resilient. It's a low volume, large cap. The logic behind how it moves is something I don't quite understand always, but I just follow the flow on it. MSTR. So MSTR had dipped all the way to like 151 or something like that. I got out of a short on it at like 159, I think was when I completely exited that. And I've just been watching it since then. Did not expect it to get back to 200 so quickly. And in terms of strikes from here, I've got 12, 16, 220. I've got March 250. Puts sold puts at 195, sold puts at 200 are leaning bullish, and put to call ratio still pretty high at 1, but again, that's context matters a lot. That was at like 1.7 just a few days ago. So so this one seems to have flipped bullish for now. If it does break below 200 with some momentum, you could go test those recent lows. But for now, I'm bullish on it.
Second play off of my list that we've gotten. I'm sure you're interested in what I had to say about that.
Yeah.
202.56, one line on the chart. That's why it's on mine. Pretty smooth volume profile. Back into the 200s, up to about 280. Just looking for your target.
Yep.
Also, same thing. If you don't have a target, it could go the other way pretty quick, and then I'm back to the 170s rather quickly if you're going to short it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is kind of the area it rotates around currently. Last 6 months.
Very good. And next up for me is Run.
Yay, 2 in a row.
And so this one is I think the poor man's end phase, just in terms of the price on it.
I agree.
And works well for shares and options. I've got 12, 16, 35. I've got some February and March at 40, 45, some up to 50C. So this could really keep going.
Don't search the group because I've been pounding the table on this one for a while because you can see it on the weekly. Pretty much 1, 2, 3. We got a month here. We've been sitting on 30, 33, which is my lower level. 44, 23, upper level 40 or 45. Sounds perfect. Solar, know the sector. Looks like a SR flip to me here. Love it. About time.
All right, very good. And last one is UEC. So I think uranium's looking pretty solid. 12, 16, 4C, and then I've got January 5C. So it looks like we've been in some consolidation for a bit, looking for this to break out to the upside.
This is the one when I was talking about my volume profiles lining up. I need to trust you because it's dead ass center right now in my channel. $4.50 to $3 is my channel, but my volume profiles are 384 and 370. So I got to trust that as a level that has been created here and go with your flow read. This is the better setup. Also funny because I have UUUU on my list this week. And
yeah,
usually we're only right on one of them at a time. It's
right.
And it's really flipping weird.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and in uranium in general, it's looking bullish. I'm looking for CCJ to start to get some more attention. It's been pretty flat
yeah, it's in the middle of the
lately,
channel too. It's in the middle
but
of the channel.
yeah, so you'll get like the sector as a whole when that starts to flip bullish. I'll see a lot more CCJ than I am right now, but yeah, so the
CCJ's
whole it's actually a good spot for it. I mean, it's holding up pretty well. 2182 is my only line on CCJ, so
these other
any
ones have better range.
uh, dip
On
there is going to bounce pretty hard.
on my
Yes.
on my side, it's just CCJ is, if it goes to 30, that's a power move.
Yeah.
What did you have, 4s or 5 on UEC?
Yeah. So I got 1216 4C and I've got January 5C.
Yeah, because I'm in the middle of that. It's 458, which is rejected like 4 times on the year since we've been in this channel. So I like it back to 4. Just be cautious of mid 4s.
Nice. All right. Yeah, that's it. That's my new stuff.
Jesus. I actually went through the hot list this week. I don't know if you noticed that. But just so I
Yeah.
had like mental notes when I got to this part, just so we can be a little strict. I think we need to be a little stricter. Try to, get the ones that are this week, or 'cause some of these we've just
Yeah.
been
No,
on
I'm with you.
forever, or we should just take the victory. Either you got in where we got in, or you didn't. We'll be back. Um, Speaking of that,
Yeah.
AA. I mean, we were 46. We're 50.
Yeah. I'm good. This like I said, basic materials pretty strong. I don't have as much conviction about the move from 50 as I did 250, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. But it'll be in my notes.
Yeah, if you I mean 46, 51, we've kind of proved that's the level to add off of. You play it back to 50. If it shows strength, you keep some. If not, it's probably time to hop out.
Yep.
I mean, you're a day trader. We're not investors here.
Yeah.
AMRS.
Yeah, it's a good spot for AMRS.
Okay,
Still liking recovery. This might kind of be in our old setup of that, getting into like 225 to 240 from here. It might not break out to the upside to $4 again anytime soon, but yeah, this is a good spot for it.
But 250, you see 250, 230 is the more of the spot it should settle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, unless you're against it, I'm also gonna put this on our short list for the hot stove candidate.
Like it. Yep.
Okay. ASTS.
No, I'm gonna take it off.
Okay. Yeah, I was undecided there for sure. BRCC.
Probably good for now. I'm gonna.
Okay.
I just don't have much volume.
BTU. Was that top of the 30? Did you see the 3281?
Yeah.
Is that it? Was that it? Is that it? Or are we gonna break through that?
Let me see here.
I can't. I mean, we're talking. We nailed that within pennies. I was 8. It went 8 cents over the line that we had from the rip.
So I still think that this is going to go to $40, but I'm going to let it cool down for a week and take it off, and then.
What's your perfect ad zone right now? Then, where would you say you would add, or start? Like, if this pulled back tomorrow, where would you like? All right, we got to get back on that.
Probably 30 to 30.50.
Okay, so you don't think 30 breaks. All right. I'm
Something like that.
27,
I don't.
27, 5
No,
for me.
no, I don't. I mean, I like if it falls to 28, like
All in.
that's a huge opportunity. I
Okay.
just don't think it's 28's the number, but probably not going to get that. So I'll be watching it closely if it gets to around 30 to see what happens.
Perfect. Then 30 to 40 is the trade that we're looking for.
Yeah.
We're not there right now. We'll be kind of up and down. All right. CDE.
Still very likely to move back to 4.
It's on my keeper list. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Cenex. Cenex a $10 stock almost. What the hell?
Yeah. Let me see here.
12 was the target back in the day. This thing crept up. Um, this is a. I didn't do it, but man, if you bought it was 540, 530, 570.
Yeah, it's it took that basic materials that that strength and copper and aluminum prices and just had this oversized move with it, and which is what we thought might happen. So I'm gonna take it off for now. We might consolidate for a bit. Eventually thinks it's going to get to like that 12-14 range, but just not seeing the flow on it just yet.
Yeah, our bottom level was 675. That was the ad spot.
Yeah.
Klein, top of the channel again. We were 750 the last time, this last high here, 8 before, so we do have higher lows forming, but it's been off of this level.
Yeah, I don't have the
Okay.
out of the money flow to push it just yet.
Yeah, let's take the dub then. Calm, sideways under the level.
Yeah, I'm out on Calm for now.
Okay. Crocs.
Yeah, I would that move off of 94, 95, or 93.
93.
Yeah, there's definitely
There's more
I got some flow to 120.
Yeah,
so
Ark knows.
Yeah.
We get what's Monster at? Is Monster on the hot list? I got like a Monster versus Crocs thing going on in my mind.
Yeah, no, I don't have it on the hot list. It's at 104.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
CSTM.
Yep. Let's see. Gonna take it off for now. Just looks kind of quiet. Should hold together pretty well though.
Carvana.
Still really active on my end.
It's 7-8 for me right now. That's what it is. We're just in that area. You can see it on the weekly last 2 weeks. There's 2 flat ass candles, but they're 7-8. I guess 670.
That's very likely to squeeze to $12 to $14 or 15 actually. So yeah, just know what you're trading, but this is gonna stay pretty active, I think.
All right, we'll keep it. It's just I mean, it fits both the bottom and the potential. Dash.
Got the move.
Yeah.
Just gonna take the win.
Agreed. Disney.
All right, so the flow I have on it, I got 104 to 108 in January.
So how I'm looking at this P is share side I'm not adding here because we're adding like 92, 90, right? Like down in there.
Yeah.
So unless you are like A+ on options to that level, I think we wait till it's back in the low 90s or it breaks that.
Yeah,
level.
let's take. Yes. Well, you can day trade this, but there's not a lot of incentive to day trade this compared to like on weeklies. I'd rather just day trade Apple or Tesla or something. So yeah, I agree. You want to capture a bigger move, and we're right in the middle of the move. So let's wait.
Perfect. DraftKings.
Flow
kick in on this.
I honestly think that this is going to go to $20.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep it.
You want to shortlist this as well? We only got 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I'm with you on that. My number's just 14 right now. As long as it stays above 14. We've had this trend line for 6 months. It's holding well. It had 2 weeks below, but other than that, I like this one a lot. ETRM.
I had a small trade on this. Had it under 8. Got out at like 850. Likely to sort of bounce around this level. Waiting to see it. I need some flow to like 910. So I'm gonna take it off for now, but definitely keeping it in mind as a previous winner.
Yeah, I see the channel. Everything you said, I'm 100% with. Um, our luck, it'll be this week. Watch.
Yeah, right, exactly. I just I kind of see it checking back down one more time,
I have
and since that
775.
right since that might happen on Thursday or something, it doesn't make a lot of sense to have it on the hot list this week.
Yep,
But yeah, it might just go very good.
perfect. Foot Locker.
Um, did move up as I
Mm-hmm.
expected. Went to $40, which is what I was looking for. And again, this one wasn't. I didn't catch any kind of full move or anything. It was just so obvious to me that it was going to test 40. I don't have a lot of confidence what's going to happen now, though. So I'm
Good,
going to go and take it.
great timing here though, P. That was a good call.
Yeah.
100%. Frey.
Yeah, this one's interesting. Did not really see that. What did this drop on? Um,
I forgot.
oh,
I
an
would.
offering. Did an
Oh,
offering.
oh yeah, did offer. Yeah, I can't rub in the array Frey combo
Yeah.
because offering's not fair. Yeah, it dropped on an offering. 1134 is the top of the channel. We didn't quite get there,
Yeah.
which is good to see. Um,
I'll take it off for now, but interested.
I like them. I like it better now. I mean, that's obviously I like it better now than last week, but I just like the
I just yeah, I
up.
don't have the flow to push it yet. That could happen early in the week though.
Yeah.
That could pick up.
I like where Array's at a little better, but it's overextended a little bit. FTCH. What we got?
This is interesting. Like this was a pretty nice winner early in the week, and then obviously had that total collapse. And there is some flow to bring it back up, but it's not here for the original reason I had it on the hot list. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So I'm not. I'm going to take it off for now, but
Okay.
interesting.
I liked it because of the flush, but yeah, if you don't got nothing to support it, there's really no reason to. There's plenty of other flushes.
Yeah,
Go EV.
great move. Let me see what I've got here. So this really needs to break through 150. There is definitely some flow to push it there. There's some 2C starting to pop in for like 1216 and beyond. I don't want to add it here though, so
Okay.
I don't know what your take is.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like this as
Yeah.
it probably confirms the 150,
Yeah.
180 mark.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. And things that have moved that have a lot of social appeal right now, I just don't see them holding without news.
Yeah.
Hawaii Airlines.
I'm gonna take it off for now.
HUSA. Just holding 4.
Yeah, let me see what pops up here. Yeah, I don't have any flow to push it.
Perfect.
I'm not sure, but it's not one that really is like dependent on that anyway.
Yeah.
So
Everyone knows $4 on that. The
Yeah.
volume's low enough. We'll just take it off because the volume's getting pretty low. IMAX.
this is such a good stock. The apes are wasting their time with the other one. All right, so yeah, IMAX 120 20C is plausible.
Oh, I like that then. Let's keep it. I got 1722 is the top of your channel here. It's also right about where the trend line is. 20 to 22 would be my target. From here, if you have that, I'm good with it.
Yep.
Laser. This thing's flipping underrated off 750. Moves are getting smaller though, but they're still 80
Yeah,
cents.
I still like laser. I'm gonna trim the list though. We'll take it
Okay.
off for now.
Okay. MGM. That was a good week. That was a good week.
Yeah, very good. Do have some? I have some 39s. Got 120/45C. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it. I think the
It passes the wood
casino
you would add
resorts.
here. It passes the wood
Yeah,
you add here. Okay.
yeah.
MViz.
Gonna take it off for now. Still interested in the sector. We'll see if it pops back up.
Perfect. Neem.
I like our other gold plays a little more. The move, great, just phenomenal week, but might move up a little smaller than our other ones. So
And this is kind of where I want the hot list to go, that we add stuff on like this. And it does this for the 5 days it's on the list. And you said, there you go, trade the level. And people get that
yeah,
those levels are very important. Not a
yeah,
place to add and to hold on to forever, but a place that a very successful trade could form from.
yeah,
You need all the other ingredients to make the salad, right? Right now, we're just trading a level. That's a day trade.
yeah.
NOG.
So this another oil play. I am going to keep this one just because I haven't got my test at 38, which the flow says is going to happen in the next week or so.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep it.
Okay. Ollie.
Ollie has earnings coming up on Wednesday, pre-market. Very interested in that. So yes, I'm gonna keep it.
PSNY.
Still like it. Gonna take it off for now though. I think it is likely to try to hold this level a bit. I do see this eventually going to $10. So, but I don't know that we need to hot list it.
Yeah, no, we're figuring it out. We're figuring out the area of this candle right here. It seems like, but
Yeah.
luckily we were in the stock way before that candle. So, PTLO.
I got 22 and 24. If that's enough to keep it for you.
How soon?
I got 12, 16, 22, and January 24.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it.
Yeah.
It's 10 to 20. Pretty safe ads on off 20. Rad.
A little unsure on Rad. I think it could fall back to $4.
Yeah, I think long story here. It's going to be a long story.
Yeah.
Roblox.
Yeah, I like Roblox. Like it to move back to 36. Could go to 40 if the market's favorable. But anything under 36 is oversold in Roblox. So
yeah, I got 31.47 is my lower line. Should be 40.
Yeah.
Redfin.
Starting to actually get some stability with Redfin. I don't have an urgent reason to keep it, but definitely of the real estate small caps, it's the one I like the most.
Perfect. That take the dub then. Redfin.
You mean Rivian?
Rivian. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, going to take the win on Rivian. Who was trading that?
Viperfish got 20.
I saw somebody post.
Viperfish got a little.
Viperfish got it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was great around 29. Just excellent. I mean, still taking it off for now, but I see this going to like 36 to 40. I'm just not sure if we're gonna consolidate for a bit before we do that.
If you use the simple system of RTL over here, we have the 29.60, which is our historical level on a chart that's only like a year old. This 20-day volume profile right here and the 1-year volume profile is 31.82. You had a rejection of that after the run. That's not showing strength for me, so this level down low should be tested again. It's going to figure this channel out for a while before the move. Pretty simple. Red Robin, just hanging on that 840, maybe a little 840 range.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it off. I added this at $7. So I
Okay.
was out. I think like 830 something is when I sold.
Nice.
But
Nice.
yeah,
I like it.
come back to it later.
I never heard about this one. Sand.
Yeah, I tried to double up on it. So yeah,
Put it on there twice.
yeah.
SD.
So yeah, SD. If oil's gonna really go, this is gonna go to like $24 to $28.
Yeah,
I know that's a big range, but that's kind of how this one. If you zoom out, like this is what it does. So I like it.
Just spent the last 5 weeks trying to get over this 2056, so I just like ads below that. As soon as it breaks, you're going to be in that range Professor's talking about.
Yeah.
ER this week, Stitch Fix. If you have the screen up or if you're on screen,
Yeah.
weekly candle. Oh, look at that! It worked perfectly.
Yeah.
It was only tradable once off the 4, in my opinion, but that 5% move back to the 420. But we're down at the lower part of that with ER this week. Do we flirt with that on Tuesday or just wait?
I mean, if you get like a big ER collapse is what I would want, because I think there's an opportunity for a bounce off that. I don't have flow to indicate it's going to beat or anything like that.
Okay. You don't have like the stupid 12s. You have nothing like that.
Yeah, let me see. No,
Okay.
no 12s. A lot of open interest on 15C, but no volume, so they're not adding to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna read the report, and if it's not a bad report and it's down here in this 350 to 390 range, I'm gonna buy some.
I gotta play Fortnite. I can't be reading reports.
Oh, snow.
Snow's one of my favorite stocks. And the reason is that this is like the poster child SaaS stock that institutions will not let fail, and they're just they're kind of underwater on their shares. Anything under 200 is a really good long-term buy, I think, if you're patient. In terms of flow and like where this takes this, what I had said about MDB, you've got kind of a similar setup. This is just a higher volume version of that. See this going to 180 relatively soon. If it clears this 150 level and holds it, that's where it's going, 180 to 200. So yeah, love this one for option day trades.
Yeah, I like the chart. 148-ish is your volume profile on 1 and 3 year. So that means people are adding down here. A lot of ads. It's almost your biggest shelf on the 3 year at this point. Yeah, everything else I'm with you. Like eventually should pop back, but
yeah, I mean they need the Fed to just pivot for this to like fully recover or whatever. But we're still even up to like 200. It's just it's new range, I think.
Yeah, 130, 135 is the only line I have on the chart. This ER confirmed that area 130, 135 right in there is strong as hell. You can see it clear as day going into and through ER this week. So I'm confident in that. So ads from that level to the 150 is what I'm looking for if you're playing share side. I do like this chart a lot.
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret.
I'll go ahead and take it off for now. Did have a nice little rebound there, but yeah.
You shouldn't have had it on. I'll be putting that stuff on. Jeez, Professor.
Ah.
VTNR. Big ass dip.
Um,
Big ass dip.
yeah, so this is the dip was overdone. It's a little bit like Dino, I think. This where they actually want to see this is 8 to like 950 or something like that. So yeah, this will recover pretty quickly, I think.
Your call.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it.
Okay. I love it. I love the setup. And I think they had the 4x news too on revenue, so it's not a bad news thing. West.
I'm kind of proud of myself for finding this this new coffee play. So I'd love to keep it on. I think that this actually could end up going to like $16 to $20, but I don't have the flow to support that.
And you wouldn't enter, wouldn't enter here. Wouldn't enter here.
Yeah.
12 is a spot. 12
yes.
is a spot.
Yeah. Just the big fat candles are going to continue, which is the kind of stock I like. So, is this what do you have on like insider ownership or the like the float? Is the float small? Like what's the deal with this?
Let me check it out. The float's got to be small on that thing. What's coffee? 75 million shares. So yeah, it's pretty small float, and you're you're about 65 to 70% quick math on insider institutional. So
okay,
there's not much out there. That's why you're only trading 100K a day on shares.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of an enticing setup for me. I'm going to take it off for a week, but if it does get above 14, you're talking about who knows? I could just keep going. So could be a little bit like that BlackRock move we got.
Sure, yeah. So very. Yeah. So the only thing I would say this has going against it is no one's heard of it, but that sometimes doesn't matter. That's
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll keep an eye on that too. Win.
Yeah, the flow on Win is still just insane.
I think we're going places here.
Yeah.
Like 100 tests eventually. Let me go look at my 10-year before I say that. Yeah, I think we're gonna get the 92.
So I've got 120, 100C.
Oh Jesus.
Got 1216, 90C.
Yeah, that 92 stands out.
So yeah, I just I see this. I see continuation here.
Yeah.
There's so there are some attempts to try to bring this down, but really not that far. Like 81 maybe is all I've got for a pullback. So yeah, I like it.
That worked good. I like this new. When I went through them early, it helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I already kind of made decisions on them, and I just kind of champion the ones I really like, and don't worry about anything else, and don't get caught up in the moment. So that worked out real good. All right, since Mister didn't watch the video, we're gonna have to fucking work here. Jesus, it was good this week. I thought I had some good ones this week. ACI is the first thing I got over here. Let me pull up this guy because I got it right here. Bam. It's not really long though. I only got a few. Kroger merger. 2020 is just holding really, really well. And 25, 26 was our level from before. It's kind of got that I'm holding for this Kroger news, if they ever figure that out.
Oh, yeah. Let me see.
Not A+ over here. Just a big name that usually doesn't flatline. That's kind of what I'm seeing.
Yeah. The flow's a little mixed on this contract, but it is interesting that it has so much volume. Is 12951C. which is a big move for a weekly on this. And that contract's like $5, but it's one of the more popular ones. The put floor 47.50, so we're in a pretty good spot to give this a try.
Yeah, this stock
So,
actually doesn't have a lot of history unless my system's being funky.
this is a big previous winner for me, so
Yeah,
I've been out of it. That move to like $62. I was in this. I didn't catch the full, but like $45. This caught my attention, and caught some of that earnings move, and
Yeah.
then I've been out of it since then. But the merger, company's not going anywhere. I don't think you'll see this stock under $45 anytime soon. So I like it.
18 is my floor here. 20 is probably the best you're gonna get. That's what I got going on.
Yeah.
That's a good. Let's run that. Hey, do we hot stove this or hot list this or both?
Well, both. I think. Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna hot list it, and
Okay.
And then I'll hot stove it too.
I'll put it on that short list. We have 4 right now, so I like where that's headed. Baba, we already got right, correct? Yeah.
Yep.
Will you personal at this point, Todd? No. Will you run Beam for me?
Oh yeah. Let me see.
We made the 20. Just don't search the group. As soon as we confirm that 1239, it was off to the races. We're top of the channel here. I just want to know if we're gonna continue or if I'm gonna let this thing breathe a little bit. This one's so easy.
The flow at 20C is good. That's obviously like a little close to where we are now.
Yeah.
Just not seeing a big push above that. The 25C for 1216 is a little bit bearish, and and then this has monthly options, so it gets a little.
Yeah.
It's a tricky week to read that.
When it made the move last time, which was a decent move, the 25s came. This guy back here. The 25s came in like blindingly heavy. So
yeah,
that's what I need from you before if not, we just let it check back and we'll live in this channel. I mean, if you look at the 12 to 20 on the year, it lives in this goddamn channel.
Yeah.
CCL, that was just personal. We weren't going on the hot list anyways. That was just for me. CCL, high or low here. Hey, we had 8-9 channel. 10's holding now. I think we both agree this should be closer to 20.
Yes. Yeah. And let's see. Don't have as much flow to 12 as I want right now, but that's what I look for.
Perfect. CGC back to 430. Do we break out? It's our second test.
I've got let's see, here's 12.9 4.5C. I've got 12.16 5C. I do actually think we probably break out. Yeah, I'll add it.
Let's add it. This is your old buddy I'm gonna have to remind you of here. Chef.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
38.99 or 39, whatever you want to call it. It's top of the channel here. Second attempt to break it.
Yeah, I just don't have enough volume to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with the top rejections. It's just hard. You hate for them to break out on stuff that you've previously won.
Yeah.
Kron, another weed play. I'm interested in how you feel about weed in general right now. 342 is my
Yeah,
level.
I'm pretty bullish on weed to see some continuation, which isn't always what happens
Yes.
with weed after it has a few good days.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah.
it comes right back. But
I flipping nailed Tilray, but it was like 2.5 weeks ago, so it's overextended now. So these ones are the better ones, in my opinion.
yeah, I agree. So yeah, I've got 125C.
For
Looks
Kron?
good. For Cron.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, this is for you, P. This is your Christmas present. DWAC.
Oh, nice.
2192 to 29 is my channel here. We've had a month that we're basically reclaim this lower level with the Twitter political bullshit on Friday. Think we're lining up for maybe another little run here.
So yeah, I think I got 27, 12, 16, 27C. So that definitely would be a pretty good breakout to the upside.
Hot list or notes?
Probably notes. Probably
Okay.
notes on that.
Okay. I'm glad I brought it to your attention then, because it's perfect on the TA side if we are going to move, and I do like that potential catalyst. F-Cell. $359, kind of stuck between that and the trend line here. Super sideways chart though.
Yeah, very very likely going to $4. I like it.
Okay. That's our on again off again relationship right there.
Yeah.
Figs. I got us at 9 to 14 if we can get there. We're getting there to the 9. It seems like no problem. But do we have gas beyond that?
Oh yeah, I learned this one from Tune. I think.
Tune, yeah, it's that medical equipment.
Yep.
Like the bougie scrubs. Lululemon for nurses.
Yeah.
Earnings this week on the Lulu.
Yeah, I don't really have flow read's a little bearish on it.
Okay.
But also sort of weird because the most bearish calls and puts are at strikes at 10. So whales are doing something funky with this. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, nothing clear in the flow.
All right. MSTR we already did. I was proud of myself for having that one on the list.
Yeah.
MU 54.60 to 69 actually at bottom of the channel here. Good confirmation on the weekly.
Flow's pretty neutral on it. Yeah, I don't have literally the contracts are all in the gray, which means they're kind of really balanced.
Perfect. PBI. I did mention this at the bottom of the channel, 265. We are now at the top of the channel, 393. But the original thesis on this, I think, was back to 5, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm curious on what you have now. It's Pitney Bowes.
Yeah.
We were just early.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Let me see.
Don't search the group, P.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't search the group on that one. You gave it to me, and I just nailed the bottom.
Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah, I don't have much beyond 4.
Okay.
So.
Okay, time to get rid of that then. RKT. So I got this test of this 869 channel twice. 11 would be the next if we can get back into it. So a 9 to 11, I guess, are the strikes you're going to be looking at. Maybe 8, but I think they'd be 9s.
Yeah, the 850's the top end on strikes right now.
That's it?
That's it. Yep.
It
is bullish there, but and then they're doing this thing where they they're selling puts deep in the money, which is how they're choosing to control shares on it right now. So yeah, I'm not seeing any big out of the money push. So we might hang around here for a bit.
Okay. Run we did, right? Yeah.
Yep.
UUU. 650 is my middle channel line. 850 is my top. We're kind of bouncing off that 650, which is your 1-year volume profile.
I've got 120 10C.
Okay.
Volume. Yeah. And then I've got 12 16 sevens. I've got April 9s, 8s.
Let's go.
I like it.
Hopefully this is the time we're right on both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. LGHL's little brother chart, VEON.
I was, believe it or not, going to ask you about this one the other day.
You see this goddamn chart right now?
Yeah.
Something ain't right. Something going on.
So from the flow side, the strikes only go down to 1.
Yeah, I figured that was what's going down.
That creates some issues. There isn't option activity on it, but yeah,
it's weird. I'll keep it in notes.
Yeah.
Man. All right, that's all I had there. Where do I want to start? I want to talk about the couple Chinese plays. BILI and then Tail and Tiger. Just in general, where are you at? Like, are you even on those?
Yeah, Tiger actually almost made my list this week.
Because those are I like all 3 of those right now.
The Tiger is likely gonna go to $7. At least gonna test 6. Has some momentum to 7, from what I can tell.
The thing I like about these, they've kind of been resilient no matter what the market's done until we got to our level here.
Yeah, look at that. I wish I would have noticed that Tiger at like over $3.
Yeah, 350 would have been perfect.
Just didn't want to give that up.
Yeah,
that's really good.
I think I said it in chat and I'll say it in here. I really think we don't have a Santa rally. I think we're having a China rally. They're just so beat down. Tiger 5 to 7 is a 50% move.
Yep.
I mean, I just think we're gonna get a rally there, and the bigger names are gonna have less. It's these little shitty, stupid names that are gonna do good.
Yeah, I'm with you.
When I talked about did that. Chewy and Play have ER this week, and they're kind of hanging around some levels. I think I like Chewy a little more than Play, to be honest with you. But that 40 is real strong.
Yeah, so yeah, Chewy 50C has a lot of eyes on it for this week, as does 47C. So they could actually they could beat. It could collapse and recover quickly. If we can get this back at the lower 30s, that would be awesome. I wouldn't try to short it to that, but I definitely would play the rebound on it.
It's Thursday, so we'll have a couple of days. I like that. I guess it's kind of what I was looking for. Like UF 50s or higher, but that's playable. Even if you get 40 to 50 on a flush, that's playable. Even if you get 40 to 45 on the flush, that's playable. I like that. And then
I think it's definitely some flow to watch, and the they didn't really seem like they wanted to hold through the weekend. So the buyers on Monday, Tuesday are going to say a lot about this.
Yeah, and then play is the same, kind of similar. That 38 is the middle of our channel. The 29 was the bottom, 44 is the top, and that 38 to 44 kind of seems like will happen quick with some good news. If not, I like playing the 29 level on this thing.
Yeah, play puts are dominating, but they're bullish. So I think it's going to be pretty resilient to a drop.
That's decent. Decent. We talked about snow a little bit, but is it Salesforce, CRM, CrowdStrike, and Funco? They're all kind of on the backside of ER.
Yeah.
With rejection. I think CrowdStrike's my favorite because I think it was the CEO resigning that was
yes.
like that was the news that was negative for them. So I have them back to 145 from here. They're kind of already trended up a little bit. They didn't really follow the 3-day rule. Just kind of curious on your take on those because those have been our most successful plays. Are getting through some news that isn't that bad. The market overreacting because that's what it does, and with us just playing it back.
So yeah, so whales are selling deep in the money puts on Crowd at 200p, which are leaps, which means the short version of what that means is that they think this is going to go back to $200 and they want to control shares at a discount on it. And so that's kind of what that tells me is not some imminent spike on it, but that $200 is kind of like fair value for the stock. So yeah, I do like it. And they even they're doing that up to like 280p. So that's like way in the money. These 280p leaps I'm talking about are like $15,000 each that they're selling. Yeah, it's kind of nuts how they do that. But yeah, so for short term, and let's see. Yeah, so I think 130 to 132, the flow on those strikes is pretty good. So I like if market conditions are decent, I think it bounces back to that level pretty quickly.
Nice. Is that your favorite of that list too? Snow,
yes.
CrowdStrikes, Salesforce.
Well, Snow's my favorite.
Snow's your favorite setup.
Well, it's my favorite to trade because I have so much familiarity with it. I do think Crowd is a better setup, so slightly.
100%.
Yeah.
I gotta look at. I don't trade Salesforce much, but I gotta look at it real quick. Yeah, it was just a big flush from like 160 to 140. Interesting.
Move back to 160s is likely.
It's your volume profile.
It doesn't have as much activity to indicate a move back to 190 to 200. Sure. That's kind of what I would expect, though.
Perfect.
But yeah, I think we're in a channel, and I don't think it's going to break below this channel.
Yeah, there's not enough meat on that bone to the trade to 160.
And by the way, like every one of these, and I was telling people about SAS being bearish weeks and weeks ago. We've gotten that move though. I think it's really hard to short these down here.
Yes.
So I'm very cautious about doing that. In order for me to short them, I would have to see it actually break down further, retest, and then fail again, and then I catch it on that after the retest. Other than that, I don't trust the moves down to sustain themselves.
I like, yeah, no, 100%. Which is why we're on them on the share side. It's the time to buy when it's red.
Yeah.
And better than that, even you're buying when it's red with a little bit of conviction. This isn't Disney at 3:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday where you have 5 minutes to buy. This is this level for a couple weeks. The black sheep of the bunch is Funco. Do you have anything on that? Just big confirmation, and it's worked its way back above that 10 psych. It's not moving fast, but it's moving.
So does Funco just make one thing? Those little dolls? Is that all they make? I'm just curious.
Yes. Well, they make T-shirts, so they're an EV company. Yeah, but I like how Tesla isn't a electrical car company; they're a data company because of self-drive.
Yeah.
Funko, you
Hmm.
got to look at as a licensing company. That's really what you got to look at it
Okay.
as. Like they
Because
license,
they have all of it, like
they got the
Marvel.
good ones. They got anything
Yeah.
good, and they're not stupid either. Like they'll go get Beetlejuice, like stuff like that. So when it comes back
Yeah.
around, they already have it.
Yeah, I have one in my office for
Exactly.
like Frodo or something.
Yeah,
Student got it
yeah,
for me.
yeah. They're pretty much
Um,
all the niche markets they dominate, and then people start to like them in general. But there's no competition to them. Again, we just had a CEO say there's no value in owning my stock. That's all he said because he was bitter.
yeah. So yeah, I've got some interesting flow on this. So I've got February 12.5. I've got May 17.5.
Yeah, that's the
And
number.
then everything after May is when the 20s start to come in.
17.5 is top of the the gap we have on volume profile. That's what I'm looking for. It's just when do we get into that? And is 10 a safe level to get off of that? Which that's where we are here.
So yeah, I would buy if so like May 17.5C is about $45. I like that contract a lot.
17.
On the share side, I do think that you could add around here. I don't think we're gonna get like 850 or anything like that again. So
Perfect, perfect.
just yeah, it's kind of about if 10 bucks wants to hold up,
With it.
then we're in good shape.
I like it. I like it.
And this also, I mean, this chart, anyone who like just see, sort of like Tupperware, like you're like, what the
Sure.
hell is this?
Yeah.
And then you just see it, put that big gap fill possibility.
Yeah, that's what we're playing. We're not playing the toys or they're coming out with anything breaking. We're literally playing an overreaction. That's it. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think when the chart says it should be 17, the flow says they're looking at 17. You just kind of play back to that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's a. I know it was a lot. That's what I got. And you got anything extra?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I had a call up Kern, not as a like no, please no one buy this, but
Oh
I want to
yeah.
just talk for a minute about like how these reverse splits and failures, like what is the mechanism or the technical analysis reasoning for why a stock does a reverse split and then fails again?
There's several things that are going to make that. I mean, a lot goes into that. It was already shit. Is a big
Yeah.
part of that. Did you look or catch CFMS?
Let's see. Sounds familiar. Conformist. Oh yeah, I
So I
did.
post. I caught that at 2.
Yeah.
Posted in the group, potted at 2. So that and I did that on purpose because like SOS and stuff started coming up as reverse splits, and
Hmm.
they're all trash. Like I guess we are looking at the wrong things. That was a good one, and you can see where it's at now, and that's going to
Yeah.
continue. Um, that'll probably go to 5 or 6, but we for me, if you don't catch the bottom, you start playing with fire. The farther up you go. Um, so the $2 level was the perfect ads for me. But that company like has products, that they already have market share and stuff like that. So that's super important as opposed to Kern or SOS or one of these other guys that are literally just bleeding money, and that's why they're reverse splitting, is because they don't really have a sustainable business. So Ebon is another one. It's not a sustainable
Yeah.
business. It's just not.
Yeah.
Um, so as soon as you take the hopium out of that, or the thought of these guys are going to make money, as soon as they're not Givo, right? And Givo's barely holding on right now. As soon as they don't have hope, maybe some orders, you're just going to continuously slide down in purgatory because you're worth nothing. You really are worth nothing. SOS is worth
And
nothing.
right. Anyone who owns shares, you kind of get screwed because you just have fewer shares at that point. Then, yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah, and these splits aren't nice. I mean, this is a 1 to 20 split.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you I mean, you're ending up with like none. Ebon was like a 1 to 50 or 1 to 40 split. So if you had like 1,000 shares, you have like 20.
Right, right.
I mean, these. So really, at that point in time, knowing what the company does when it reverse splits is the first thing I would do. Making sure they have orders, reading like 3 or 4 ER reports to see if they're doing something besides selling T-shirts. Um,
Yeah.
because once you get down into that, we're a compliance issue. That's what people are looking at to invest, right? Well, why are these guys a compliance issue? And the ones that are splitting right now are usually the shitty ones. Occasionally, you'll get a knee company that has a decent replacement, actually has a deal with a major company called Strider, and they're not going to die.
Yeah.
Um, so reverse splits for me right now, P, are like 1 out of 10 are probably good. To be honest with,
Yeah,
they're
right,
legitimate
exactly.
they're legitimate
They're
reverse splits.
they're a big red flag for sure. That and especially and then it's interesting. Like I used to get flow all the time on SNDL, just none. It's just like it's the one of the last weed stocks I would even play at this point. And it
Yeah.
had a good day. I mean, it was it had went up like 9%. Uh, could keep going, but whatever it had going before all that is gone.
Oh, they
So
split too. Did they split or?
they did they did a reverse split back in July, and so they're trading at like $3 now.
Yeah, they
But
split.
I used to get flow at like 1C, all the time, and it was a really reliable indicator for the weed sector. And now it's just dried up. It's kind of a tired meme, I think, at this point.
Yeah, I was listening to this guy back in like March talk about fundamentals, and those are kind of important now. I should listen to that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all you're seeing. I mean, there are some companies that are going to go to zero because they don't make no money. People aren't going to fund the idea. It's the best way to look at it. They're not going to fund
Yeah.
the idea for 10 years. Not
Right.
not in this market. Weed you literally can't sell in most places.
Yeah.
So I love the sector because it is beat down across the board, whether you're good or bad. But you got to know what they're doing behind the scenes. Yeah, Kern and SNDL are not it for me though. Grow G, I like them.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yep.
P. Good stuff, P.
Real quick, I had one more
Oh,
real
keep
quick,
going.
and
Whatever you got. Whatever
I
you
had
got.
I had put this in Colab the other day. McDonald's. Now I'm curious about McDonald's, not because I want to, not because I want to trade it, but I actually think McDonald's is a good barometer for the kind of the boring market, the Dow, like the Cats and Boeings of the
Sure.
world and stuff like that. So I'm curious about the RTL on it. If the 270 level means anything to you, because it's turning into a really significant level in options on it.
So 236.74 right now is the bottom. That's going to stand on its head. It seems like it's going to take a lot to break that. Other than that, you're pushing for highs. Like so. Yes,
Yeah.
on the 20-day volume profile, 273, 30, 35 is big. On the 1 year, 250 is big. So you're building support in that range, in my opinion. So let me put it this way, Pete. If the market is healthy and we're not fearful, like we're on the greed side and not the fear side, this is 250 to 280. If we're on the other side, it's 230 to 250.
Okay, yeah, and that's again I've been looking for signs of a significant pullback in DIA, and then on my list of that, McDonald's is one of the ones that pops up. So if we were to get 1 or 2 weeks in a downtrend, like that's when the overall market is gonna pull back. Like you're gonna see McDonald's go to like that 250 level, and so anyway, yeah. So I brought that up because it's just one of the things I watch. It's not really something to day trade off of, but it's a kind of point of point of interest in the overall conditions for me.
The 50 Ian May on the weekly, that's what it respects.
Hmm. That makes sense. Awesome.
They're a dividend stock too. That's not a bad spot. 230. I like it. Anything else? Got anything else?
Nope. No, I'll be busy on notes and just checking in
All right. So
here and there. So.
our hot stove candidates were Baba, AMRS, DraftKings, and ACI. I'm down with all of them. One of them, whatever you want to do, and I like how we did BTU as a template. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that sounds good. I'll have some detailed flow stuff for those four.
Perfect. Yeah, and I'll drop the charts just like I did last time. I think that worked great.
All right, sounds good.
Perfect. Awesome. As always, appreciate your time. Have a great day, Pete.
You too.